Today is Thursday, March 14th. It's getting close to sunset, obviously. So, I am loving the look of this. The mulch, like I said in the last time, it's different than before. This is majority leaf. I've never had mulch like this from the county before. But I put down cardboard and got all the containers emptied and moved over there today. In the mulch, I'm still finding pieces of plastic, but I just pick them out. When I was moving all the containers, I ended up finding tons of earthworms. So I picked them all up off the ground and stuck them all in the raised beds. I re-edged this. I still need to straighten these posts out before I put the rebar back on there. Or not rebar, conduit I used. There's still mounds inside there because I'm gonna do more cardboard and pull it out after I put the rest of the beds in here. So I just started dumping all the dirt here so I can mix it with compost to fill the beds. And I'll just start doing the beds down there, coming this way. So now that I have all this done, I just have to put those last two T-posts in there and then get two cattle panels and this and level these out, put the conduit back up, and everything will be ready to plant when it gets warm enough. So I'm just cleaning up my mess. I started at one corner of the garden and just kept going from there. That's what I just keep telling myself. Just start in one corner and work your way out. So I took all the onions that were in the pots, in the big black tubs, and I just spread them along here. I'm gonna plant flowers, seeds. I have a whole plan. Some invasive birds moved into the birdhouse, so tomorrow we'll pull them back out. I'm gonna buy a decoy purple martin. My sister really is into purple martins, and she said that that should help get a real purple martin in there. And hopefully tomorrow we'll have to see about the rain. We're supposed to get strong storms overnight. Very windy. Hopefully, if it's not too bad in the morning, we'll be able to go and get another load of this, because I could just pile it here and use it in the new beds when I build them. Now, because it's gonna rain, I've just been going around and putting all my tools away, making sure anything that can blow away is put away. But I am loving the look of the mulch. The rain should definitely help to push it down, compact it, to make it easier to walk on, because right now, you know, your foot just sinks right down into it. So I've been trying to go around and tamp it down with my foot, just to make it easier to walk. There's just some layers of cardboard, and then all the layers of this. If I find twigs in it, I just kind of throw them to the side of the walkway. It makes it easier to walk on without hitting the twig again. So before it gets any darker, I'm going to put up the last 2 T-posts, and then go make dinner. One thing too, which I said about in another video, is these are the logs that were in the bottom of those containers, and there was no hole in the bottom, only several holes drilled like 5 inches up, which did work well. And as I was dumping them out, I did see like roots of the spices that had been in there. It seemed like the roots made their way down to the bottom, which was like compost clay soil. So it did work. It just made them very, very heavy and hard to manage to move them if I ever wanted to move them. That is a big reason why, even though I don't like the idea of using plastic jugs, that's why I like this idea of the self-wicking, because then there won't be so much soil on the bottom that is wet and holds water and makes these so difficult to move when they're completely full of soil. Especially mixing peat moss, which is lightweight, pine fines, which is lightweight, and then compost, which is heavier. The combination of those 3 should also help to make it not so heavy. But depending on what the weather does, I'm gonna just rototill this all up and then start building the beds. I also wanted to keep the wooden beds all at the same level. So there's mulch all the way up until here. That is mostly wood-based mulch. So I think that, I'm gonna go through here and pull all the bags out, because it's crazy. I'm gonna pull all these grow bags out into the grass, because that's all gonna be mulch to go around the fire pit anyway. So it doesn't matter if the grass dies. So I'm gonna start pulling all this stuff out of the garden and putting some planters over in that area. And then put flowers and different things in the planters put throughout this area of the garden. So much to do, but it's good weather for it. Today was absolutely beautiful. It was a little bit windy. It was It was a little bit nicer yesterday, a little bit less windy. Today was a little bit windy, but it was just beautiful weather. once I won't be walking all over this all day, that'll start to all fill in.